standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is First Sergeant Mpls of the 133rd Medical Group. Today we have Chaplain Kou B who will now offer the
When I was reading the biography of some of the things I heard this week, it's just warms my heart to be able to celebrate this chapter of man's really a life of service, and in so many ways, and such a legacy of it. So we appreciate that. The scripture I chose today was from Isaiah 40. The Lord is the everlasting God. He will not grow weary or tired. His understanding no one can fathom. Even though young men grow weary and tired, stumble and fall, those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and will not faint. I invite you to pray with me. Lord God, we acknowledge that you do not grow tired, and yet you are the one who sustains us through the day, through the weeks and months and seasons of life, and ultimately through years and careers. And you have been with us when we picked up tools and weapons, and you are there, you are here when we lay them down too. You've been our constant protection and our refuge. We praise you for your compassion, your interest in us, the privilege of service for good in this world. Thank you for supportive relationships, comrades, as well as family and other loved ones, those inside as well as those outside of the military, all of which undergird our civilian and our military lives and the missions before us. And so finally, we thank you for the long and good service of Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Vang. As we honor him today, we thank you for your goodness that you have given him, and we thank you for the lives of he and his loved ones in their service and sacrifice. Bless their future endeavors as they continue to do the same kinds of things, and hopefully also have some more rest and leisure time as well. And bless our celebration and fellowship with your presence among us today. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. At this time, I'd like to introduce the official party today. Officiating today's ceremony is the commander of the 133rd Medical Group, Colonel David Nelson. And the reason why we are here today is to retire a good friend and colleague, Lieutenant Colonel Kou B. We also have family, friends, and other special guests here today. I'd like to introduce and extend a warm welcome to Lieutenant Colonel Vang's family. I'm going to try to read all your names. John Vang, son. Kisha Lee, John's wife. Chu Vang, cousin. Joy Tao, Chu's wife. Now Ying Vang, brother. Hang Vang, Now Ying's wife. Yi Vang, brother. Brandon Vang, brother. Victoria Vang, sister-in-law. Hong Meng Vang, nephew. Jenny Zong, wife. Noel Lee, brother-in-law. Noel? In December, they call me Noel. Grant Vang, grandson. Molly Yang, grandson's wife. James Vang, brother. Vanessa Yang, sister-in-law. David Vang, son. Peter Chu Vang, brother. Hao Li Vang, cousin. Hao's wife, Chi Vang. Nia Vang, brother. Chu Li, cousin. Vang Li, brother. Mo Yang, Vang's wife's mother. Christian Li, brother-in-law. Mary Vang, Christian's wife. And Song Vang, Lieutenant Colonel Vang's wife. Welcome. A special welcome to our state senators, Vang from District 67. Did State Senator John Hoffman come in? Thank you, sir. My apologies at the gate. Of Champlin, State Senator Carla Bingham. St. Paul Councilman Day Tao. We have two members of SGU veterans. That's the Special Guerrilla Unit, Special Forces during the secret war in Laos. Where are you? And from the base, the 133rd Airlift Wing, Vice Wing Commander Colonel James Fleet. Maintenance Group Commander Robin Scar. Mission Support Commander Barbara Pazernick. And Command Chief Lance Burr. Finally, a special welcome to all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, members of the 133rd Airlift Wing, and other co-workers and friends for being here to share this special occasion with Lieutenant Colonel Vang. Today we celebrate a long, distinguished career of Lieutenant Colonel Vang in faithful service to our state and nation. Lieutenant Colonel Vang has served in the armed forces for 20 years. At this time, I'd like to bring up Colonel Fleet to say a few words.
Thank you. On behalf of Colonel Gabrielli, the Wing Commander, thank you. And thank you for being here to celebrate with us. You have packed the room for today. I always worry about throwing a party and no one showing up. You do not have that problem. Friends and family, thank you for being here. This is an outstanding way to pay tribute to a lifetime of service, not just 20 years, but a lifetime of service. We were talking about this man's career and previous to his career, and I was just in awe. You're about to hear some stories, some lore, and what's remarkable about him is it's all true. And that is humbling for me. So I am humbled to be here. And once again, on behalf of the Wing Commander, thank you very much. And I have a coin from Colonel Gabrielli to you. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Colonel Fleet. And now, let me bring up the 133rd Group Commander, Colonel Nelson.
Today is life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, we the people, of the people, by the people, for the people. What does it mean to be an American? We're not a tribe. We're a set of beliefs and values, set down in documents, in words. Colonel Vang, you are a true American. Your integrity, your service before self, your excellence in all you do exemplifies the Air Force. You've lived a life of honor, and I've been humbled to serve with you. Well, I'll get to the last part. Okay. Your service to this country started before you were physically in the country. Thank you for sharing with the group earlier this year some of your experiences. Thank you to many in this room as well for what you've done for the country and being Americans. And also for allowing Colonel Vang to continue his service. Life is busy, and as we were talking before we came in here, how fast life goes. 20 years gone like that. Many people, after having been through what Colonel Vang had earlier in his life, when coming to America, working his way up, living the American dream, would have said, I've done enough, I'm going to work on my career, family, and that would all be honorable. Colonel Vang chose to continue serving and wearing the uniform. So for 20 honorable, remarkable years, he has not missed a scheduled drill. Not many people can say that. Certainly could have made more money working on the civilian side than coming here, but it's not about money with you. It's about service and doing the right thing, both for our community and for a community wearing the uniform. And so you've touched countless lives, people deploying around the world, helping other future Americans, hopefully, and people of values and beliefs and wanting a better way of life and wanting that freedom and pursuit of happiness. And in your way, you've touched countless lives and continue to make that happen. Thank you for your service. It's been an honor.
I am honored to introduce Senator Vang, who would like to say a few words. Sir.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today to recognize the service of Lieutenant Colonel Kou B. And also I'd like to thank my Senate colleagues, Senator John Hoffman of Chaplin and Senator Carla Bacon from College Grove. We want to honor you to the fullest. So I also invite our SU veteran too to join me, who's with the audience today. They're your guests, but they're my guests from here to honor you. We have, as a member of SGU, we have Captain Sainu Vang and Captain Sainu. There's Captain Sainu and Lieutenant Charles Wu and Lieutenant Tom Vang, who's a member of the special unit, the guerrilla unit in War in Laos. So, Lieutenant Colonel Kou B, you're a great American. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your service. You are an exceptional individual who served this country well in an extraordinary way that very few Americans can match your potential, your sacrifice, and your contribution to this country. First, when you were a teenager, you bear arms for the United States of America under the Special Guerrilla Unit during the Secret War in Laos. And second, you serve among the finest in the Minnesota Air National Guard. Furthermore, you give a lot to society, both as a philanthropist and a dental care professional serving low-income people. Only a few people like you, Colonel Kou B, there's only few people search beyond the American dream. Actually, you help people achieve their American dream. You make America proud, you make Minnesota proud, and you make our Hmong people proud of you. I remember 23 years ago, I attended your graduation of dentistry at the Lau Family Community Center. Look how far you have come, and you've done it. And now you're retiring, and you're going to take it easy at home. I'm proud to say thank you as a state senator of Minnesota, that this country is blessed to have someone like you, Lieutenant Colonel Kou B, and enjoy your retirement. As you know, I will come around and recruit you for more community service. So thank you and God bless you. And lastly, I have a little pen here, that I made from my Senate office to honor respectable leaders in our community. So I want to pass this along to Senator Bingham to give it to you. So thank you for your service. So thank you everybody.
Thank you, Senator Kerr. And now, St. Paul Councilman Kou would like to say a few words and present Lieutenant Kou Vang with a proclamation from the city of St. Paul. Sir.
Used to adjust the plane. Well, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you for having me to be part of this very special and powerful ceremony. And thank you to all of you in the Air Force and in the military, because I know that I wouldn't be here, this country wouldn't be where we are today without the service of our military family and the service and sacrifice that you all have made. So thank you so much. A little story, when I was at Montana State and we were in the Army ROTC, if you wanted to be on the Ranger team, you had to get up at the crack of dawn and you do your side straddle hop, you do your run and all that. And when we came back to the auditorium, we see an Air Force guy. And all they did for PT was basketball. I never thought that was fair, but so I brought that up, and they said, well, Air Force guys are smarter, and they Air Force, they're smarter, so they won't be in hand-to-hand combat, so they can just play basketball. And I wasn't sure if that was true or not. One of those tall tale, but when I met Dr. Lieutenant Colonel, it is true. Air Force folks are much smarter. And so I want to share that story. And I also want to thank all the Hmong elders and the leaders for being here. And this is important because I remember back in 1961, January 20th, when President John F. Kennedy said that ask not what you can do for ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And many of you still have that in your heart, those values. You still answer that call. But during that time, halfway around the world, Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Vang was one of those Hmong boys at the age of 13 that heard that call. And he didn't wait around. He volunteered, and so did many other Hmong boys and men, and went to fight to stop the spread of communism. And so without your leadership, without your sacrifice, the Hmong American community wouldn't be here. And I share that story because our relationship, and we talk about values, and the kind of values that Lieutenant Colonel carry with us today is that the relationship between the American and the United States and the Hmong, we're not in some sort of movie, but on the battlefield, defending each other, fighting for each other, protecting each other, making sure that everybody got home to their family and their friends. And I think that's special. And when you started out with talking about values, and that is true, what America is all about. And so I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud that to serve all of you. The city of St. Paul is proud to proclaim that Saturday, October 13th, as Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Kou B Vang Day in the city of St. Paul. It's a great honor to read you this proclamation, sir. Whereas Lieutenant Colonel Kou B was born on May 5th, 1955. As a teenager, he was recruited by the United States CIA to work as a radio operator and later as an Air Force controller at the CIA headquarters in Long Gang, Laos during the Vietnam War. Whereas after the United States pulled out of Vietnam in 1975, Lieutenant Colonel Vang fled to Thailand as a refugee before immigrating to Illinois in 1976. And whereas in 1989 he earned an Associate of Art degree at the Lakewood Community College, and in 1995 he earned a Doctor of Dental Surgery at the University of Minnesota. And in 1996 he earned an Advanced Education in General Dentistry residency at the University of Minnesota. And whereas Lieutenant Colonel Vang started his military service in 1998 with the Minnesota Air National Guard in St. Paul, and later became an assistant to the dental section in the 133rd Medical Group. His duty were to perform initial and periodic dental examination to ensure dental readiness of the wing members, to educate members on proper oral hygiene to ensure maximum wartime readiness. And whereas in 1998, Lieutenant Colonel Vang was promoted to captain, and in 2003 he was promoted to major, and in 2007 he was promoted to lieutenant colonel. And whereas Lieutenant Colonel Vang has been awarded the decorated with the Air Force Outstanding Unit Awards, the National Defense Service Award, the Armed Forces Reserve Medal, the Air Force Training Ribbon, and whereas Lieutenant Colonel Vang has been caring for patients in his St. Paul, Minnesota clinic since 1998. His service to the community has been impeccable with over 35,000 patients on record. And whereas in 2008, Lieutenant Colonel Vang was awarded the Minnesota Dental Association Humanitarian Service Award for his devoted service to his patients, which consists largely of low-income families and individuals. Whereas from 2004 to 2012, he also served on the St. Paul's District Dental Society Executive Council, and as well as being an advisor to the Minnesota Dental Foundation. And whereas in 2013, Lieutenant Colonel Vang served as the co-chair of the trustee of board for the Hmong American Education Fund, and now, therefore, hereby resolved that the City of St. Paul honor Lieutenant Colonel B. Vang for his years of service during the Vietnam War and the Minnesota Air National Guard, and be it further resolved that the City of St. Paul proclaim Saturday, October 13th as Lieutenant Colonel Kou B Day.
Thank you, Congressman Kou. Lieutenant Colonel Dernberger will now present Lieutenant Colonel Vang with an MSM. Lieutenant Colonel Dernberger. There you are. Well done.
Say a few words. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dernberger, one of the dentists in the medical group here, and I've had the pleasure of working with Dr. Vang for my entire guard existence. He was here when I arrived, and he was in the med group right before most of the medical group members were here. So he's ever been present, and most people wouldn't know he was there unless you went in to get your teeth examined or get an exam, because he's not loud or boisterous, and pretty quiet individual. Actually, I've known Kou for just about
30 years. We were in the same dental class. We started out, and we wondered, saw this older guy in our class, and wondered who that guy was. And, myself and some colleagues, actually one of his classmates, our overweight, is crazy enough to make the drive here from Fargo today to help celebrate with him. But when we found out that he was married and had 6 children, and we're all young, unattached persons in dental school trying to study and struggle, and he's got a whole family, it was just overwhelming, and a lot of respect. All of the class had respect for him finding that out, but quite a testament to his perseverance in school. But you heard a lot of good things, I guess, about him, and but none of you had to work with him. He's really been a joy. He epitomizes the Air Force core values, integrity, excellence in all he does, and service before self. So it's been a pleasure working alongside you. As you can see, with the number of people that are here to support him, he has a strong influence in his community and a lot of support. And he also works 5 days a week, which isn't so typical of most guys on the outside. It's a physically difficult job, but I'm pretty convinced that that he came out to the guard just to get a break, because it was like a vacation for him, I think, because most weekends, even though he has guard, he's got a lot of other commitments. He's got weddings, funerals, and community gatherings, so we appreciate his taking time and getting a little rest, even though he was working hard the entire time. It's probably not as hard as he had to work daily practice. So thank you for that. But we'll really miss his presence in the clinic. He's been a great help and a great mentor and role model for everyone. So I know some of the things that he was going to miss are he's probably going to miss wearing the gas mask. And I know he's going to miss the Cyber Awareness Challenge, that programming, and especially maybe we can put in a word to the commanders here about getting back to E-Meds, because we used to have a requirement to go to Alpena for E-Meds training, and to this day he talks about the food there. It was evidently they served spaghetti, and they had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and according to Kou, and several days in a row. So I don't know if the song might have made some spaghetti to enjoy, but I know you're going to miss that. So, but you can come back and be the Cougar on weekends and drive us to lunch. So without further ado, attention to order. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by the Executive Order of 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Kou Vang for meritorious service 20 September 1998 to 20 September 2018. Lieutenant Colonel Kou B. Vang distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States while assigned to the 133rd Medical Group, 133rd Airlift Wing, Minnesota Air National Guard, St. Paul, Minnesota, from 20 September 1998 to 20 September 2018. During this period of service, Colonel Vang served as a key contributor to the medical group, achieving an 80% or greater individual medical readiness rate. Colonel Vang was a valuable contributor for the dental section, receiving excellent ratings during the 2002, 2007, and 2012 health services inspections. During his long and distinguished career, Colonel Vang provided dental services to more than 7,000 airmen, and in his civilian practice has seen over 35,000 patients on record. In 2008, Colonel Vang was awarded the Minnesota Dental Humanitarian Service Award for his devoted service to low-income and medical assistant patients. Colonel Vang has also been recognized for his humanitarian efforts by many local publications, to include Twin Cities Business and the University of Minnesota, for alumni of the School of Dentistry. Colonel Vang's selfless attitude and willingness to assist wing members with their dental readiness embodies the Air Force core values of service before self. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Vang culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself, the Air National Guard, and the United States Air Force, given under my hand, Colonel Dan Gabrielli, Commander, 133rd Airline Wing.
Today we honor you. We celebrate the contribution Dr. Vang has brought and shared at our Guard's country table, and that his services, when I presented him the CI service point in June, is worthy of our honor and respect. From child soldier in the hills of Laos to airman in the Air Force's best small dental clinic of the year, it is not what he's accomplished or done, but it is his demeanor and spirit that soars today. My wife Kathy gave me a book for Father's Day last year. It's entitled David Brooks, The Loyal Character. And she wrote that our character defines us in the best and hardest of times, and that I should be inspired by its strength. Well, I read it and I wrote it, and I got the words from it for today, and this is what I'm going to present to you, because a lot of it says about the end of the hour before you. David Brooks postures that the thought, it is not our accomplishments or successes that will define us when we exit this world, is what will be said at our eulogy or recognition ceremonies like this. I repeat, it's not the material things that we chalk up in life. It's not the medals, it's not the trophies, hats we wear or attain, but what our family, friends, and colleagues thought of us and say of us. So here goes. Occasionally you'll come across certain people who seem to possess an impressive inner cohesion. They are not leading fragmented or scattershot lives. They achieve inner integration. They are calm, settled, and rooted. They are not blown off course by storms. They do not crumble in adversity. Their minds are consistent and their hearts are dependable. They have the virtues you see in people that have lived a little and they have learned joy and pain. Sometimes you don't even notice these people because while they seem cheerful, they are also reserved, as Colonel Dernberger alluded to. They possess the self-effacing virtues of people who are inclined to be useful but don't need to prove anything to the world. They have humility, restraint, temperance, respect, and soft self-discipline. They radiate a sort of moral joy. They answer softly when challenged harshly. They are silent when unfairly abused. They are dignified when others try to humiliate them, restrained when others try to provoke them. When they get things done, they perform acts of sacrificial service with the same everyday spirit that they would display if they were just getting the groceries. They are not thinking about what impressive work they are doing. They're not thinking about themselves at all. They just seem delighted by the flawed people around them. They just recognize what needs to be done, and they do it. They make you feel funnier and smarter when you speak with them. After you've known them for a while, it occurs to you that you've never heard them boast. You've never seen them self-righteous or doggedly certain. They're not dropping little hints of their own distinctiveness and accomplishments. They have not led lives of conflict-free tranquility, but have struggled towards maturity. These are the people who have built a strong inner character, who have achieved great depth. And these people, at the end of the struggle, find success has surrendered to the struggle to deepen the soul. These These are the people we look for. These are our true friends and leaders who will take us far. This is you. You will be dearly missed. You have led as a lieutenant colonel and left a legacy of Hmong pride for all those who wear the uniform to come. May God bless you and keep you on this next chapter of your life and journey. I have been blessed, and we have all been blessed here and touched by your presence, wisdom, and sacrifice in service to our country. I thank you for this distinct honor. There was a certificate of appreciation from the governor's office, from Governor Davis' office, and I'd like to read that. The certificate is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Kou B. Vang in recognition of 20 years of faithful and honorable service in the Minnesota Air National Guard, and for dedication to the citizens of this great state in the service of our country. Therefore, with the appreciation and respect for the people of Minnesota, this certificate is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Vang, signed Mark Dayton, Governor of the state of Minnesota. In accordance with the Air National Guard, Major General John Jensen also has a letter of certificate of appreciation. It says, Dear Lieutenant Colonel Vang, I wish to personally congratulate you on your retirement and thank you for your honorable services to the state of Minnesota and our nation. Your years of exceptional service and dedication to the Minnesota National Guard is greatly appreciated. Your efforts have contributed greatly to our many successes. Best wishes on retirement. Sincerely, John A. Jensen, Adjutant General of the Minnesota Air National Guard.
I was just going to point out in the fine print, and this may be a surprise to you, but there's a new regulation that you really can't be retired until you find your replacement. So, just for your awareness, it's Blues tomorrow, 0700.
Thank you, sir. I am honored to give Lieutenant Colonel Vang his Minuteman Trophy. Hold that heavy thing, sir. The symbol of the National Guard is the Minuteman statue by Daniel Chester French. The original is located at the foot of the bridge where the Battle of Concord, Massachusetts took place on 19 April 1775. The statue was dedicated in April 1875, depicts a Minuteman leaving his farm, signified by the plow, holding his musket, ready to defend his community. The statue symbolizes the qualities of the citizen soldier of 1775, continues on today. Minutemen were part of the militia tasked with responding immediately to any emergency. Massachusetts organized Minutemen companies during the winter of 1774 to 1775, and several other provinces followed. The Minuteman companies responded first to the British move to Lexington and Concord in April 1775. And as the alarm spread, other militia units responded. As the Revolutionary War began, the need for minute companies lessened as larger numbers of Continental and militia troops entered active duty. The Minuteman statue memorializes the heritage of the National Guard, its mission, and its role in American history. On behalf of 133rd and the medical group, Colonel Nelson presents your Minuteman Trophy. have at this time song Vang up front, please.
Son, I just want to read something to you. For the dedication and self-sacrifice in support of the Air National Guard, Song has earned the respect and gratitude for all of our members. To our country we give honor, to our state and town we give security. To those who give moral strengths to their families serving in the Minnesota Air National Guard, we give our warmest and sincerest thanks. The song, we all know, everybody in this room wearing the uniform, know that heart and soul and our structure and our foundation comes from our family. And over the last 20 years and well beyond that, you've been there for Colonel. You've been the support he needs. You've allowed him to take care of our airmen. And words cannot tell you how much we thank you. I want to give you one of our points that talks about our core values. And ma'am, nobody deserves it more than you. I thank you so much. Of the men and women, the enlisted force of the 133rd Airwing, we want to tell you thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for your leadership. Something that I remember when I heard that you were leaving, I thought, that's the nicest dentist we have. So, I thank you so much, and for that, again, I want to give you a point, and thank you so much for your leadership, sir.
Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel Vang will now receive the certificate of retirement.
Congratulations. It is official. Colonel Vang is retired.
At this time, Colonel Vang, the floor is yours.
When I drive, I don't need glasses. Now when I read, I have to, make sure that, do tea, right? Make sure that, to mess up. Okay. What's kind of knows, I think, 20 years, just like a blink of an eye. I don't believe that I've been here 20 years already. But, well, when it comes, it can go, right? Okay, yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank you to Senator Fuhu and Senator Hoffman and Senator Brigadier and your dedication to be here with us today. Also, the City of St. Paul Councilman Dai, along with the 133rd and the Queen Commander, Colonel Kou B. He's not here, but Colonel is here anyway. So, and also the Medical Group Commander, Colonel Nelson, the MSG Colonel. But last name I got I know the Hudson one, but and also making commanders Colonel Scott, and member of the 133rd Airlift Wing. I just want to thank you very much for coming in to be part of my special ceremony. I will cherish this memory for many generations to come. And now I would like to thank you all my family, especially my wife, my brothers, my sisters, my uncle, my niece, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my cousins, my son, my grandson, and everybody's here today. I do appreciate it really. I could not do this thing without you guys. So I really do appreciate it, and also for the Hmong community. If I told them that I'm retired, you probably need about 3 or 4 times this room. It will not be filled with the Hmong people. So I really do appreciate really. So thanks for all coming in. And now I'm going to say that to my God family. So just be, be a medical group. My retirement arrived. Yeah, I want to tell you how honored and privileged to serve with each of you for the last 20 years. In my 42 years that I have lived in this country, the United States of America, the GAR, the medical group, in the 133rd Airlift Wing is my second home. Together, we embrace key points prioritized to have accomplished to get our men and women in the 133rd Airlift Wing ready for their mission on the medical path. I'm so proud and very, very fortunate to be part of the premier dental group. I will cherish the memory that I have received during my 20 years in uniform for the rest of my life. And I'm proud of the incredible support of my family that allowed me to serve the assignment and fulfill the mission that was assigned. I want to finish my Air Force career by saying thank you for all your love and support for the last 20 years that I have been with you. You are incredibly good individual and have supported me whenever I was in need. I'm excited and looking forward to retirement, but excuse me, you've been with me for so long, but I'm not excited about leaving you and saying goodbye, because I've been with you for so long. In my 42 years living in this country, in the United States of America, I have been with you guys for 20 years. The Air Force and the medical group has taught me so much. I'm not sure how to thank you sufficiently for it. So I will just say thank you, and I will wish you all well. Now, I want to say a few words to Colonel Delberger. Thank you for your nurturing and supporting me. It has been a great honor to work with you for the last 20 years. With your great leadership, the dental section has been running smoothly. It was awarded the Small Dental Clinic of the Year in 2017 by the Air National Guard. I believe that you will continue the same traditional service that you and I have done together for the last 20 years. I also want to say thank you to Major Clark, Major Kohler, Sergeant Torres, for all of you have done to the dental clinic. It was an honor to work with you all. Last but not least, I want to say thank you to Colonel Miller, Captain Dodge, for your friendship and support. It has been a great honor to serve alongside both of you. I wish that I can do back the clock to be 21 years old again. So I can re-enlist with the medical group for another 20 years. Now I want to say a few words to my wife, my children, grandchildren, brothers and sisters. Thank you for all your love and support for the last 20 years. That I was been away from home for not helping and being with you as much as I'm supposed to, as husband, father, grandfather, and brother. But starting today, I promise you that I will be with you whenever and wherever you need me for the rest of my life. In conclusion, I wish each and every one of you the best in the future. I will miss you all dearly. God bless the medical group and the 132nd Airlift Wing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the official portion of the retirement. Please be seated. We would now like to present a special tribute of the holding of the American flag in recognition of the utmost dedication Lieutenant Colonel Vang has provided the 133rd Medical Group and the 133rd Airlift Wing. Flag detail.
For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the Stars and Stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us, for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
Please rise for the exiting of the official party and the playing of the Air Force song. Lieutenant Colonel and family has brought traditional Hmong Vietnamese dishes and refreshments outside. Please take a time to stop by and congratulate Lieutenant Colonel Vang on his retirement. Thank you all for your time and have a great evening.
So remember Robert? That song, yeah? Robert, Fish, and I all went to school together, you know? Yeah.
Kalau komentar itu kok.
Just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing because it scares me if you're going to block grant or cap it. This is 80%. That's a huge problem.
You know,